Welcome back to Snark and Spark. My name is Emily and today is Flossmas Day 20. I have missed 2 days and I am very sorry about that. It was incredibly busy Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So just a quick recap. I had talked very briefly Saturday. We went to my family Christmas. My side of the family Christmas at my aunt's house. It was great. I included the video of Bryant playing with Adeline. It was so much fun. Sunday, we got up and we went to breakfast with one of my very best friends from high school and college. We went to high school together. She's a year younger than me, and then she ended up transferring to my university, and we met her for breakfast, and that was a blast. And then we went back to his parents' house and we met up with his sister and brother-in-law and we saw their house. So they bought a house that is a fixer-upper that they have been working on the last several months. So we went and visited their house and got to see it for the first time, and we've seen all the pictures that they send us, but we haven't gotten to see it in person. So we did a tour. We walked through everything. It was fantastic. There's still a lot that needs to be done, but that's okay. And I did offer to come back to Indiana and help if they need help, especially when the weather is nicer for driving and everything. Like, I could take some time off, go down there, and help with the house some more. And then we went to lunch. We came back, we did presents. We also had done presents with my parents. We did dessert, we played games, we went and saw Christmas lights, and just had a great time with his family. We watched the World Cup soccer game, and then we got up Monday morning. So by the time we were done with the day, Sunday, I was exhausted. I went to bed, didn't make a video. We got up Monday and we drove home and took all day driving home. I woke up very early and had like a migraine immediately that I could not get rid of, which made traveling very difficult. I was very nauseous for a majority of the trip. I tried to sleep and then my head would hurt. It was just a very long trip, so I wasn't feeling well. And then we went and picked our dogs up from the kennel, and unfortunately we got home that evening and I went to check on them. It's not unusual for the dogs to be tuckered out after they've been at the kennel, so didn't think anything of it. And then I went to go pet Eisenhower and Kennedy. They were sleeping. I went to go pet them, and I went to go pet Kennedy and kind of snuggle her, and she moved and I saw blood, and not just like a little bit, but like an amount that I was concerned of, and I could smell it, so I knew it was fresh. And so I kind of panicked a little bit, and I was like, Bryant, there's blood. There's blood. Like, she is drooling. It's coming out of her mouth. She's drooling blood. And he was like, well, let me see. And then he comes over and he was like, oh. And so we immediately start trying to move her around and look at her, and we see that she has a bite wound on her face, and that's really upsetting. So she's such a sweet girl. She's asleep next to me. So that was Kaden. Sorry. That was Kaden knocking, but it sounded like the door. So the dogs got upset and I had to go check. But as I was saying, so we examined her, little Miss Sweetie Pie over here, and we kind of move her around, and we didn't notice when we picked her up because we were excited, we're tired, we're ready to get home. And we didn't notice when we got home because she was actually like laying on that side of her face in a way that was like hiding it. So we move her around and we start checking, and she's got a couple bites, like little marks down here on her chin. It's not on her nose, it's like her cheek. like right along her like jowls. And so she's got like a couple puncture wounds, and she's got one that's pretty deep. It's pretty bad. And then a couple smaller ones, and then she is missing, it would be essentially like comparable to like the corner of like our mouths, like kind of thing. So she's got like puncture wounds, and then she is missing like a chunk, a small like chunk of her lip. So that's really concerning, and that's really scary when that happens. And her face was all puffy and swollen, and like I said, it's scary. So we checked her out. We could tell it was bothering her. She let us look at it though. She let us move her mouth around. We did get an ice pack, and we put an ice pack on her face because we were like, if we can just get some of the swelling to go down so we can see better. We did not have to take her to a vet. It wasn't that bad, but it's still concerning. It's still a very scary thing when you think your dog is fine, you have no reason to believe otherwise, and then you see that there's something else going on. So, she's fine. Like, she's right here. It's actually on this side of her face. I'm not gonna get closer because I don't want to make anyone like upset or uncomfy, but it's like right here, right near where my finger is. She's got a couple little marks. It is still a little puffy on her face. And then like down in here where she's got like her paw is where part of her got bit. So my poor little baby. But we did an ice pack and everything, and then I went to work, and then I got home and I picked Caden up. I called the kennel, and I am not someone who likes to use anger as a weapon. That's not who I am. So when I called, I introduced myself. I told them who I was, that we had our dogs there, and that I had reason to believe that our dogs were injured while they were at the kennel, and I would like more information about what happened. I was very firm, but also, I would say kind. Like, I was not mean, I was not rude, I didn't scream, I didn't shout, and I even told the person on the phone that I am not calling to yell at you, I am not calling to scream at you, I am not calling to blame you, I am not calling to give you hell or to make your life difficult. It is the holiday season. I am sure you are very busy and you are very full with the holidays and people traveling and boarding their dogs. It is not my intention to make you feel bad. What I do need to know is what happened to my dog over the weekend when they were under your facility's care. What happened, when it happened, how it happened, and why we were not told. And for my husband and I, that's the big one, is we had no idea. We got home and discovered it. We didn't get a phone call over the weekend. We weren't told when we picked them up. Not a, hey, just so you know, this happened. We weren't given any sort of information. And that's what I have a problem with, because my thought is, what if it had been worse? What if this fight had escalated? What if it was more than just a little superficial wound? What if it was deeper? What if there was a significant amount of damage? If she was severely harmed? What if some sort of infection set in? Because if I were to have to take her to a vet and they ask me for details, I don't have them. And that's scary, and that could cause delay in care because I can't tell them. I don't know what dog did it. I don't know the breed. I don't know the age. I don't know its health history. I know nothing about what happened because I wasn't told. And we had reason to believe that something happened, and I knew that something wasn't right. The daycare takes pictures of the dogs every single day. I like to check that when we're gone. Saturday, when I checked the photos, I knew something was wrong. And this is one of those where I wished I had trusted my gut and had asked when we picked them up, because I knew something wasn't right based off the pictures, because they sent us several. In a picture, in one of the pictures of Eisenhower, he is growling. You can tell. Like his nose is all scrunched, his teeth are bared, and it's not his friendly face. Like he is growling at someone or something. In one of Kennedy, it's the same thing. She's all scrunched up, she's baring her teeth, she looks very mad, she's got this big body posture, right? A couple pictures later, Kennedy looks terrified. Tail is tucked between her legs, her ears are down, she's all cowered up, she's hiding in herself, right? And then in photos on Sunday even, we kind of looked at those as well. We then you can tell that she kept by herself, like she was definitely, like they send group photos and individual ones, and you could see her like leaning against the fence and staying away from other dogs and stuff like that. And I knew Saturday that something wasn't right. And I let my family tell me, oh, don't worry about it, I'm sure everything's fine. And I should have listened and trusted my instincts. She is fine. I'm not worried about it. She is significantly better today. Like the swelling has gone down. I can clearly see what's going on. It doesn't look that bad, besides the one that's pretty deep and the like scabbing. I think once it fully scabs over, I'll feel better, because right now it is still kind of open. But she is acting herself. She is incredibly playful. She is her same loving, cuddly self. If her behavior was off, I would be very, very concerned, but her behavior is not off. But I did call, I spoke to them, I told them I needed this information, and the first person was just like an office personnel who was like, I'm really sorry, I personally don't do certain things, like I am not the one who is physically with the dogs during playtime, so I honestly don't have answers for you, but I will ask staff, I will talk to managers, I will find out. Some time goes by, I get a phone call from a different staff member. She and I kind of talked. She's like, and there was some miscommunication there. She's like, well, I reviewed things. I don't have any notes that something happened on Sunday. And so then I revisited and said, well, actually, based off of the photos we were given and other circumstances, I actually believe it happened on Saturday. Talked with them some more. She was incredibly sweet, incredibly understanding, and kind to me as well, kind back to me. It was like, I understand your point of view. I would be doing the same thing you're doing right now. We had a good chat, and she was like, and I appreciate that you are being so calm and that you're being understanding. And I'm like, I told her the same thing. Me yelling at someone isn't gonna get this fixed. Me losing my mind and screaming and yelling and talking about my poor babies and blah, 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 like, that doesn't do any good. It's not gonna get the answers I need any faster if I'm an asshole. Like, there's no point. And so she was like, can you give us some time for us to gather information and call you tomorrow? And I was like, yep, take the time you need. I don't need an answer right away. I don't want you to rush into finding something or pressure people to tell you details, and maybe someone makes a mistake because they are rushed into remembering things. Take the time you need to get the information. I'm off work tomorrow. This is a great number to call me at. We can talk when you have information. I'm okay with waiting. There's no pressing need because I'm not rushing her to the bed or anything. So that's where we're at right now. Hopefully they'll have some more answers tonight. They'll finish doing some, they're looking into it. Hopefully I'll have more information tomorrow. But as of right now, that's all I have. And it's not what you want to come home to, but yeah. So I did some stitching over the weekend. I'm not going to get it out because my house is full of stuff from us just coming home, but I did get some about 200 stitches in on Peacock Biscornu, while we were there, so I'm almost at 1,000 stitches on it, which is exciting. I'm at 900. It just needs 100 more, which I'll probably do tonight. But I have to make dinner here in a little bit, and then really I want to just kind of sit. I want to work on Harry Potter. I've got it right here. And there's my letters from Hogwarts. I'm gonna just maybe do some easy stitching on it if I don't actually feel like pulling Peacock out. So yeah, Caden's upstairs. He's officially on winter break. He's a little upset because one of his toys is as he would say when he was younger, tricking him, and he's having some trouble with the instructions. And I went up there to help, but he was still in the middle of some very big feelings and was not ready to accept my help, and so I walked away. And sometimes he just has to be mad. But I don't even know what the do good for today is. I'm going to pause this again so I can go to the last thing. Today's do good for December 20th is to help someone by giving away something you don't need. And I love that. And I'll be doing that. I've got a pile of things to donate, which is perfect. That's all I've got. I'm going to leave it here. I will talk to you all hopefully very, very soon. Definitely tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm getting a haircut. I'm probably getting it colored, so things will be changing. I don't know what yet, but we'll find out. So I'm going to go do some good.